Frost destroys gardens in Southern Highlands. Kimbe police recapture escapees from Kokopo cell. And Brisbane Broncos bounce back from consecutive losses.
This is National EMTV News with Mary Bartolo.
Welcome to Saturday's news. Thank you for joining us. The dry spell experienced in the country has severely affected over 7,000 people in the Upper Mendi district of Southern Highlands province. Frost within the last 4 days have destroyed potatoes, cacao and other food crops and their gardens. The dry spell has turned the soil hard, making it impossible for food to grow. The people are now calling on the government for assistance. Ward 2 Councillor Koropla Pinjel says the people may be without food supplies for the next 10 months. Papua New Guinea's rich cultural heritage and traditions have been described as unique and are marveled around the world. The colorful displays of our bilas, or traditional costumes, have brought visitors far and wide to our shores. While images of these bilas, traditions, dances and rituals are used to promote the splendor of the country and entice more visitors to our shores, the very same images can be used in a way that negatively impacts on the country's development.
American anthropologist Dr. Paige West has spent nearly 20 years in fieldwork in PNG. Part of her work involves studying images and the way these images are used to give a particular type of message about a place or people. Her research has resulted in a book that presents an argument about how images about traditional PNG are used to position PNG within the development context. During a recent talk to students at the National Library in Port Moresby, West says these images have been used to reinforce a particular stereotype about PNG and about Papua New Guineans.
The image of the kind of pristine person wearing a headdress, living in a traditional village, and then the flip side of that image is the image of danger, the image of poverty. And I feel like those two representational strategies are always paired, and really we know that's not true.
She says this presents a false image of PNG, as it fails to capture the mix of rich historic culture and the vibrant cosmopolitan contemporary culture that now exists. West says the impact of such representations can be felt at a personal level, and at a national level, this reinforcement can dictate the type of development aid that is given to PNG and the type of business investments that are made here.
I think that it kind of locks people here into the images in the minds of people who want to invest in Papua New Guinea, of people who might want to hire Papua New Guineans as opposed to an outside worker. And so I feel like it economically disadvantages Papua New Guineans.
Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News.
Police in Kimbe have recaptured 3 escapees from Kokopo police cell who reportedly crossed over to West New Britain province through the incomplete New Britain highway. One of the suspects is alleged to be a member of the gang that went on a robbery spree in Kokopo and Rabaul town last month. He was shot and wounded by Kimbe police earlier this week. The third suspect is a police officer who assisted the 2 criminals escape and has been suspended, arrested and charged. East New Britain Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Anthony Wagambi Jr. warned that the New Britain Highway will be used as an easy access escape zone by criminals. The 3 suspects will be transferred back to Kokopo after investigations are completed. Rabaul district in East New Britain has launched 4 of its administrative plans that centers on children's education. District Administrator Marakan Uvano says they want to set an example for other districts in the province to see and follow as Rabaul continues to triumph over Tavurvur's adversity.
It's not always that the people of Rabaul district gathered for a big event. The once beautiful town of Rabaul had been damaged during the 1994 eruption. What had been left behind were refurbished and life continues as usual for the people. And yesterday marks another milestone for the district as it continues to live on even after the eruption. The district launched 4 new plans that centers around the theme "Priority is our children."
One is the sleep
school learning improvement program. The other one is behavior management policy. The other one is disaster management plan. And the fourth one is the Board of Management Constitution.
Amongst the dignitaries who turned up for the event was the Rabaul MP and opposition member, Dr. Alan Marat, who officiated the launching. The launching of these plans had put Rabaul well ahead of other districts in the province.
It was our own initiative that we cannot wait, we need to move ahead.
It is a common knowledge that Rabaul town and its nearby areas won't be brought back to that stage they used to be 21 years ago. Those within the Rabaul district administration says they want to set a pathway for other districts in the province to follow, and it's a step that many of them haven't quite reached yet. Edwin Fidelis, National MTV News, Kokopo.
You're watching National MTV News. Ahead in the news, appeal from the autonomous region of Bougainville for the national government to address human rights, and India celebrates 68 years as a nation. Welcome back to the news. The government must take adequate measures to respect and protect human rights and address its needs. This is the appeal from Ursula Rakova, founder of Tulele Pesa in the autonomous region of Bougainville.
In my recent visit to the Cartwrights Islanders relocation site at Tinputs in North Bougainville, I spoke to Ursula Rakova, founder of the Tulele Pesa, who was vocal about the government's negligence. These cases are specifically related to communities affected by climate change, a global threat to human rights because of the associated consequences to legal protections.
Yes, I think there's been negligence on the part of the government, specifically supporting the efforts that Tulele Pesa has started to work on.
Rakova also queried the monies allocated by the national government to the autonomous Bougainville government in 2007 for climate change-related activities. To date, there has been no report on its usage.
We need to know, especially the people of Cartwrights, Feed Island, Motlocks and Tasman. They need to know how much of this money, of the 2 million kina is left and how much has been spent. And if money has been spent, where has the money been spent on? We need to know that.
She called on the national and autonomous Bougainville governments to work together to address climate change. Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
The Indian community in Port Moresby gathered today on the occasion of India's 68th Independence Day. Families and friends turned up in beautiful traditional Indian attire to mark the day.
The occasion of India's 68th Independence Day was marked in Port Moresby today. Members of the Indian community residing in or visiting the city gathered at the Indian High Commission grounds to mark the event. The Indian High Commissioner to PNG, Madhava Chandra, was present with his family, and also there was the Governor for West New Britain Province, Sasindran Mutuvel. To mark the day, families and individuals performed dances and sang songs from the different provinces of India. The High Commissioner conveyed the independence address from India's President Pranab Mukherjee, delivered on the eve of the anniversary. In the address, he reiterated that on the 15th of August 1947, the people won political freedom, and that was the birth of modern India. The Constitution of India was acknowledged as enabling the precious gift that is democracy. President Mukherjee said India is a complex country of 1.3 billion people, 122 languages, and 7 religions, but its strength lies on its unique capacity to blend apparent contradictions into positive affirmations. Deli Waigeno, National MTV News.
And Papua New Guinea will be strengthening its bilateral ties with India later this week. Trukai Sports is next. We'll bring you all today's sporting action when we come back.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. First of all, to the NRL, the Brisbane Broncos have bounced back from their two-game losing streak with a 32-6 win over the St George Illawarra Dragons last night at Suncorp Stadium. The competition leaders easily dispatched the disappointing Dragons, courtesy of their star halves.
The Broncos were not ready to disappoint the Brisbane fans at home when they took on the Dragons. The Broncos quickly stamped their mark on the contest when Kahu crossed over in the 7th minute.
Scored there by Jordan Kahu.
Lachlan Maranta increased the Broncos' lead with another try 10 minutes later.
Milford, then to Boyd. Here's another one. Maranta goes in to score.
And just before halftime, Brisbane scored yet again with Anthony Milford proving to have too much class one-on-one near the try line.
Spirals out and Milford goes all the way.
The second half saw the Broncos open the scoring through Ben Hunt.
Hello, Hunt. This is more than a chance.
And 10 minutes later, Ben Hunt crossed again with a double with great play from the men from Brisbane.
Hunt, and he's got a double.
In the 64th minute, the Broncos looked dangerous again, and with the ball shifting to the right, Dale Copley added his name to the list of try scorers for the evening. The Dragons got some form of consolidation when Justin Hunt posted St George's first points of the evening in the 72nd minute. The 32-6 win sees the Brisbane Broncos remain at the top of the table, 2 points clear from the rest of the competition. Dion Kombang, National MTV Sports.
Back home, and clubs from the Central Premier League Association now have new jumpers thanks to Paradise Tailoring. This is a partnership agreement signed between the association chairman Jack Kedia and Tribe's investment general manager Michael Wapunk. The sponsorship is a timely boost as the competition is soon to kick off.
Central Premier League Association officials received these new jumpers and thanked the sponsors for investing in sports. Association Chairman Jack Kedia acknowledged Paradise Tailoring for their sponsorship that will help promote and develop sportsmanship of the province.
It will go for a long way, and I trust that our partnership will produce a lot of good things. The Central Province Premier League has a vision.
We take our hats off to Paradise Tailoring for coming on board to help us to run our competition, which it's a give and take situation where they give us and we give it back to them.
Central Premier League is one of the groups that we have identified to sponsor. The sponsorship package, both in cash and in kind, would be around 50,000. This competition is going for 12 weeks, I think. The
16 weeks.
16 weeks, confirmed. And it's a long-term sponsorship that
Identified potentials will be scouted to compete in the inter-district competition to form the franchise club in the Intercity Cup. The Central Premier League Association is the major competition in the Central Province with over 16 affiliated teams. Shane Saroya, National MTV Sports.
To soccer, and the semi-final spots for the Besta Cup are yet to be confirmed for the men's division due to delays. In the women's finals, LFA had already booked themselves a grand final berth and await the outcome between Lahi and Madang.
After yesterday's 1-0 draw, today's semi-final rematch between Lahi and Madang had a lot of intensity and quality about it. For Lahi, they have right back Jolyn Aya, who featured for Papua New Guinea during the Pacific Games, and for Madang it was PNG centre-back Doka Sesevo. Now earlier, Madang coach Michael Stephen had heaped praise on the women's team, but it was Lahi who attacked early, and when Madang had one single opportunity in the first half to score, desperate defence kept Lahi in. By the end of regulation time, it was still 0-0, and they headed into extra time. Confusion in the Madang defence almost gifted Lahi, and while Madang tried from range, Lahi's dominance continued as Madang could only resort to clearances as they hoped to survive for a shootout. Survive they did, Madang with the first attempt, Lahi matching, but misses by consecutive penalty takers would place their teammates under enormous pressure. Lahi's seventh kicker, however, would win the match for them. The final score, 3-2, and it would be an all-Morobe final with Lahi now set to meet LFA in tomorrow's grand final. Jeremy Moggy, National EMTV Sports.
And then in Strukai Sports, we'll have for you the weather details for the next 24 hours when we come back.
Strukai Sports.
And taking a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. First of all, in the southern region, fine weather expected in Popondetta, fine and windy for Alatau, cloudy in Kerma, mostly fine in Daru, and fine and cloudy for Port Moresby. To the Momasi region, mostly fine for Lae, Wau, Medang and Wewak, and fine weather as well expected in Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands region, fine and cloudy for Lorengau, a few showers expected in Kavieng, brief showers for Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, and a shower or two expected in Buka. And in the Highlands region, all major centres to expect fine weather and fog tomorrow morning. And that's the way it is this Saturday, the 15th of August 2015. From the EMTV News team, pleasant viewing and good night.